Today was clean out my sweater day, and this was precipitated because I went to put on one of my beautiful alpaca sweaters the other day, and there was a big moth hole in the back of it. So I decided that I'd better look through all my sweaters to see if the moths had gotten them. And then in the process, I discovered that some of these I just never ever wear. But some of them are real historical antiques. For instance, this was the very first sweater I ever designed and knit and was paid for. And it was by a woolen company that no longer exists here in Connecticut. It was called Connecticut Woolen Company. This was my very first paid design. But I don't like the colors and I never wear it, so I'm not going to keep it. I have this sweater. This was a fisherman's sweater that I originally knit for my husband years and years and years ago out of Ballybray wool. And he never wore it. None of the boys ever wanted to wear it, and it weighs an absolute ton, and so that's going also. This was one of the very first two-color sweaters I ever knit, probably 40 years ago, and it's kind of cute, but it's out of style, and so you can see how I stranded all those long runs because I didn't know how to weave them in back then. I teach that now. This was in my weaving phase when I had a loom and I wove all these sweaters. I wove two of them actually. They have bat wing sleeves, so those don't look very good, so that's going. This is historical. This is the sweater that's on the cover of my very first book, Sweaters from a New England Village. But it's gray, and ever since my hair started going gray, I don't like to wear gray anymore, so that's going. I have about 3 or 4 of these that I knit for my first book. This was called the Little Bird Sweater, and I think I just started knitting a whole bunch of them because each one I knit I changed a little bit. So that's one. Here's another one, different color, and I still have one left in my closet. This was a vest that was from my very first book also, and none of the men in the family want to wear it, so that's going also. This was a sweater from my first book. I found a moth hole in the front of it. I tried to repair it, but it's never the same after those moths get it, so that's going. This was a sweater from my second book. It has mohair in it, and mohair drives me crazy, so that's going. This was a mohair sweater that my friend Susanna brought me the yarn from the Netherlands. And I knit this sweater, but again, mohair, so there you go. Here's a reject from my book, Knit One, Stripe Two. Again, mohair, so that's going. These were, oh, this is a sweater from my second book. This is really kind of cute, but I have one just like it in another color, so I don't need two, so that's going. Let's see here. Oh, this is an antique vest that I knit ages and ages and ages ago, and nobody wears it. And let's see what else. This is a sweater from my book too. Enough said about that one. And these are various other. This is one that got cut from Beyond Wool. It's a rayon sweater. I actually think I'm going to keep that one, so that's going to go in another pile. This is a sweater from my second book. I guess I used to like to make my sweaters big enough to fit 2 of me in them, but there's only 1 of me, so they're all going. This is a gem from Knit One, Stripe Two. This is an old sweater. This was before I knew how to do mattress stitch for my seams. See those bad boy seams? No mattress stitch. That's back stitching. Terrible. This is a big old sweater that I made out of Collinet. No, it's not Collinet. It's Mountain Colors Mogul yarn. It weighs a ton, and my shoulders just can't hold this stuff up anymore. This is a kind of beautiful sweater that I made out of purple, beautiful yarn. I forget where I got it, but the neck is kind of grown and it slips off my shoulder here. Oh, and what I'm wearing I found in my closet. I have no recollection where I bought the yarn, when I knit this, but I found it, and it's a color that I love, and it didn't have any moth holes, so I'm wearing it now. And if you pan to the other stuff here on the staircase, I also cleaned out all my clothes. these were all things that I used to wear. Let me show you what I used to wear when I played the cello and I had to spread my knees to get the cello in. Again, all these clothes are big enough to fit 2 of me in them. This one I sewed, and I loved it when I first made it. Looks like the bathroom curtains.
Okay, let's wrap this up.
Okay, so that's it for today.